We are going to talk briefly about the pursuit of happiness and why you shouldn't do it. Don't bother with happiness. You're wasting your time. I don't know if you saw the Jordan Peterson Slavoj Žižek debate. It's worth a look. It wasn't quite a debate, but it's worth a look. There's one key point because they were talking about Marxism, capitalism, and happiness. And when they spoke about happiness, they actually largely agreed on this one point, which is that the category of happiness is largely useless. I think that it's interesting that we have this given. We're all, in our culture, we talk happiness. We talk about the pursuit of happiness. We talk about whether we are happy or not. But it's not a very well-defined category. And I would say it's actually a destructive category. The reason being, if you can't define what it is, but you're pursuing it, you run the risk of creating a state of perfectionism that you are going to perpetually fail. I never consider, personally, in my own life, whether I'm happy or not. I'll ask whether I'm feeling sane or not, because I damn sure know what it looks like when I'm insane, and I know what it looks like when I'm sane. I'll ask if I'm at peace or not, because I damn sure know what it looks like when I'm agitated, and I know what it looks like when I'm at peace. Being sane, being peaceful, there are things that I can do that are going to make my life more sane and more peaceful very directly. Happiness, don't really know what it is, don't really know how to define it. And secondly, I don't know what I can do to generate it. It's almost as though happiness is a category that we have to accept is kind of outside of our control. Some days you'll feel good, some days not as good. Some days you may even experience little bursts of joy, momentary manias of euphoria. Should you chase that? No, I don't think you can. I think it happens when it happens. There are things we can do that make it more likely. Probably the better discipline is to pursue a life where you are trying to generate contentment, peace, sanity, and I think purpose. If you want to feel good, if you want to feel like your life has meaning, if you want to go to bed and sleep with a clear conscience, if you want to wake up in the morning looking forward to the day, purpose is a more meaningful, more reliable category than happiness. Happiness, in my estimation, seems to be something that's often defined by others and probably too readily defined by marketeers, advertising people, so that they can present you with a utopia. They can present you with a perfect, idealized state and then say, if you've not attained to this perfect, idealized utopian state, then there's something wrong and you should feel bad. Now that you know what the utopia is, now that you know it's time for you to feel bad, now it is time for me to sell you a product or a service. If you just take this product, if you just buy this car, if you just vote for this politician, then you will enter the kingdom of heaven. Then you will go to this promised, idealized, utopian state called happiness. It's too easy to exploit. It's too easy to manipulate. It will make you self-reflective, solipsistic, and navel-gazing in a way that is not healthy, nor is it useful. But if you focus on purpose, and you focus on progress, and you focus on contributing to your tribe, then you will feel good. Then you have a chance of feeling sane, content, and at peace. The category, therefore, of happiness, I would suggest, is one worth dropping. It's probably ideological, largely speaking. It's probably something that we've become more and more obsessed with as we've been messaged to by marketeers that this is something we should be concerned with. You should concern yourself with happiness. You should concern yourself with feeling good all the time. So if we use other words to describe happiness, does it make it easier to understand? Does it make it clearer for us to understand? So let's say feeling good. Is it worthwhile you pursuing a life where you feel good all the time? Is it possible for you to pursue a life if you feel good all the time? Now we move into philosophy. If you feel good all the time, do you ever feel good? If you constantly feel good, if your baseline state is feeling good, is that you feeling good? Or is that just your baseline state? Don't you need the duality? Don't you need to know what it is to feel bad in order to feel good? I would suggest you do. I would suggest that the idea of trying to put yourself, if it's fundamentally yin and yang, night and day, binary, a polarity, there is yin, there is yang, there is darkness, there is light. Darkness come, darkness go. Light comes, light goes. Breathing in, breathing out. Would you try and breathe in all the time? No, that's stupid. Who would try and breathe in all? You're going to die if you just try and breathe in all the time. Apart from the fact that it's physically impossible. So why try to feel good all the time? I would let go of that. I would let go of much of what people describe of the manufacturers of consent. Thank you, Chomsky. Would try to imply to us that happiness is. I would just let go of it. I would say I'm not concerned with that. Purpose, sanity, peace, contentment, progress. These are things I can define. And these are things I can control. As I said before, there are things, I don't know about you, but there are things I could actively do right now to feel more at peace, to feel more content, to feel more on purpose. And if I wasn't doing something that was purposeful, I would think, what can I do that is purposeful? And then go do it. Happiness. What can I do to make myself be happy? And should I even be doing that? My final thought on this, if you want to feel good more and you don't want to feel that wretched sense of craving for something other than what you have now, where you're not in this wretched state of going, oh, I don't like my life and my life would feel much better if this, and this, these states, these objectives were all fulfilled, then I'd feel better. If you don't want that and you just want to feel okay and sane and peaceful and content now, learn to practice gratitude. Learn to practice gratitude. Practicing gratitude is the fastest way to upgrade your consciousness in a way that is extraordinarily reliable and that works at an exponential rate. The more skill you develop in the area of learning to feel grateful in your life, the more you will spontaneously feel grateful and the more peace and the more contentment you're going to feel on a day-to-day basis. Where does it begin? It begins with looking at what you already have, wanting what you already have, instead of trying to have what it is that you want. In Buddhism, the first noble truth is all of life is suffering. The second noble truth is all of suffering is created by desire. When we look at the word in Sanskrit for desire, it's more of unfulfilled craving is the implication. The translation shouldn't really be desire. It's unfulfilled craving. So it then becomes all of suffering is created by an unfulfilled craving. Well, isn't gratitude for what you already have the perfect antidote to the poison of unfulfilled craving? If gratitude is the perfect antidote to the poison of unfulfilled craving, then gratitude itself will reduce or possibly even eradicate suffering, all anguish, all mental and emotional anguish. So much of what we describe as being mental health problems, obsessions, compulsions, anxieties, depressions, interpersonal turbulence, masochistic, self-destructive patterns of behavior and coping mechanisms and addictions, a lot of this is really rooted in unfulfilled craving. And it generates, again, the Buddhist model, this creates a cycle of suffering, a cycle, it's dukkha, it's called in Sanskrit, dukkha, creates more suffering because the more we desire, the more our capacity to desire grows. The more we try to fulfill our earthly materialistic desires, the more our capacity to indulge in earthly and materialistic desires grows. If you think about what marketeers do, it behooves them to inspire as much of the 7 deadly sins in you as possible. They want you gluttonous and greedy. They want you full of envy. They want you full of rage. They want you full of lust because it makes you a good consumer. It makes you a good buyer. You're more likely to part with your cash. So they effectively induce craving and therefore suffering in you as part of their business model. The best antidote to this, as I said, is the discipline of gratitude. Be grateful for every small thing that you have in your life and hold it in your consciousness and love it with gratitude. So I'm grateful for my legs. I'm grateful for the fact that I'm alive. I'm grateful for the sunlight. Just do it. Just keep progressing with that. Grow that muscle and you will experience a lot more sanity, a lot more peace, and a lot less suffering. And that is far more reliable and far more attainable than any vague, weird, fetishistic notion of happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time and for your attention. And I look forward to speaking to you all again very soon. Thanks.